Okay, if you're watching this video, that likely means that you're a stressed person or you have something that you're nervous about, something that you're fearing, some sort of anxiety. And if that's not you, maybe someone sent you this video because they think you are. Either way, this video is for those that want to understand how to process anxiety, fear, and have a really positive mindset and a framework to solve problems. This is not for me. This is from How to Stop Worrying and Live In by Dale Carnegie, the man that wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People. He's an amazing writer. This book is hella old though. It's like written in 1948. I updated it a little bit. I wrote the best notes here, and then I had ChatGPT make it concise, so now they're actually the best notes. And we're going to go through how to process all of that, because negativity is bad for your health. It really does kill you. Stress kills you, and plus you're hard to love if you're stressed and negative all the time, because you transmit that energy to other people, and no one wants to be around a Debbie Downer. This video might be all over the place, so I apologize for that. Just bear with me. Great ideas. So, the first thing that resonated with me is to assume the worst case scenario, but do it properly. So, basically the application of this is think of the worst case scenario, write it down, and then ask, will I survive? So, for example, if you're thinking of approaching a girl at a bar and you're super nervous, like you feel like you're going to die, or it's going to be super embarrassing, or it's going to go horribly, write it down. Is probably going to sound like, okay, worst case scenario, I walk over there, she says no, and then I walk back over here and forget about it in about an hour or two. And then, can you survive that? Most people will say yes, because it's not that bad. Our fears sound ridiculous when we say it out loud. The second thing that resonated with me is mentally accepting the worst case scenario, but then improving upon it. So, it's easier to say this one with an example. Say you're applying for jobs, right? Now, most people might apply for jobs and then be like, hopefully I get that one. Let's see. That's optimism. Now, I know I said we're trying to be positive, but for this one, be negative, okay? Apply for the job, assume you're not getting that job, and then improve upon that situation. So it'd be like, okay, I applied for the job, I'm probably not getting it. So what can I do? Well, I should apply for more jobs. Maybe I should upgrade my skills so I'm more qualified next time, so I can get the job next time. That's basically taking the worst case scenario and improving upon it. Now, here's a framework that I wrote down from the book that I absolutely love for basically a simple worry and solving framework. That didn't make sense. Here's how to think of problems and how to solve them in a way that removes the stress, okay? Now I'm going to give you a framework to solving problems without having the stress. It's a 4-step framework. It's super simple, but super effective. Number 1 is define the actual problem. What is the actual problem you're feeling? Because if you don't define it, you can't solve it, right? So is it you're burnt out from work? Is it you're not getting paid enough at work? What is the problem? Step number 2 is identify the real cause. Are you not getting paid enough at work because you don't feel valued for what you do for the company? Is it because something in your life has changed that requires you to have more money and that stress is carrying over and now you feel like you're not getting paid? Figure out what the real cause is. And then step number 3 in the framework is list all the possible solutions. So even good and bad solutions. And then the 4th step is choose the best solution and move on from there. It's really simple. 99% of solving problems, what I've learned from this book is basically, do you know what the problem is? Have you had the thought, the time to sit down and think, what is the problem? Do you know what your options are? And then can you make a decision? That's pretty much it. Really, it's pretty simple. The first one is to stay busy with meaningful action, because basically when you're idle, it gives your mind a lot of time to think and get nervous about stuff, even if nothing's wrong. We like to come up with problems. So if you're always doing stuff, you don't sit there just thinking about what is the purpose of my life, what am I going to do. Basically, worry thrives in idle time. Straight up. Second one is don't let small things ruin your day. If you think negatively your life is going to be negative. If you think positively, your life's going to be positive. Someone cuts you off in traffic. It happens. You can be mad about it all day if you want to. You don't have to be. The weather sucks outside. You can be like, this sucks. Or you can just embrace it and go outside and do like a winter activity or something. But don't let small things ruin your day, because that will just, like, your life is basically made up of small things. So if the small things ruin your day, the small things are going to ruin your entire life. Now, I love this next point, which is cooperate with the inevitable. So much suffering just comes from not accepting what is. And then the last several principles that will help you have a good mindset, a good framework, is what you think about all day becomes the rest of your life. So if you constantly think negatively, I feel like I said that weird, then you're going to view the world in a negative way. And that's going to get you negative results. You attract what you put out, right? Versus intentional optimism. Now, you can't just be optimistic like things are just going to happen to me. But if you are intentionally doing stuff that you think will be good for others, that you think will be good for yourself, if you're putting in the work and you're positive about it, well, then positive things will start happening to you, right? Count your blessings daily. Always think about what you're grateful for. And then this last one was wonderful, but it's forget your own problems by helping others. An example of this was from the book. The example from the book was this lady that was all by herself for Christmas Eve, and she's feeling bad for herself, and like I think her like husband or something just died, and she was so depressed. But then she came across these orphans on the street that didn't have a family, that were poor, that didn't have gifts. And she spent her Christmas trying to make them happy. And by trying to make them happy, she forgot about her own unhappiness and became happy seeing them become happy. So basically, stop thinking about yourself sometimes. Get over yourself. Help other people, and that will bring you happiness. It's a good distraction, and it's positive. That is my summary of how to stop worrying and start living. I hope this made like at least a little bit of sense. I hope there's something that resonated with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Take care.